Okay, so Monday, 15th of September 2025, so Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Minimal dosage messaging, or minimal dosage. Now, there was an interesting book I read, or flick through being the key phrase there. Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Body, back in 2015 or so. And in one of the chapters, he talks about the minimal dosage required to achieve just the exact thing you need. And that's interesting, as in the least amount of energy to achieve just that particular thing. Nice. Very interesting methodology. And what I've noticed, and this can be applied, I noticed in the context of dating, for example, because this is what I want to focus in this particular video. With regards to women, we can see the minimal dosage idea as an interesting way to get to the rejection as quick as possible and to gauge her interest and attraction in you as fast as possible. There's a book out there in the world called Getting to Know, as in getting to the know. The more no's you go through, the easier and quicker you find the yeses, the acceptance, meaning the women, or in business and elsewhere, the ones that accept you. But in this context, this video, the women. Because the idea is we want to project just the minimal amount of information or time to gauge her attraction and interest in you so as to know whether or not to pursue or avoid. Meaning, I need to know as soon as possible, does she like me or not? Is there 50% attraction or less than 50%? So we can do minimal dosage, meaning just asking very simple, light, superficial, being a key word here, superficial questions, and just to gauge her response, gauge her reply. Is it one word? Well, essentially, the emptier the reply, the less attraction, less interest she has in you. The more interactive and open-ended, especially replying with questions, the reply is, the better. Well, where are you from, for example? There. Versus, oh, I'm from over here. Have you been there? Very nice. High attraction, low attraction. So then, as a practical matter in dating, we want to send out as many of these little, when socializing especially, little minimal dosage necessary to gauge your interest as fast as possible. Essentially, like fishing, really. You throw in the bait out there, and does she take the bait, so to speak? Yes or no? It's that. We don't need to go in guns blazing. We just need to give minimal amount of information just to check. And then we can go deeper as well to say, right, well, that's the thing. I like her, but I'm going to try a little bit harder just to double check, just to see if I can at least raise it a little bit. So I'll mention something, and then I'll mention something else, like contextual, appropriate, something she'd appreciate for different reasons, like a language skill, for example, and see how she responds to that. And if it's still meh, then that's a signal. That is a signal to say, well, she's not interested. You've done enough minimal dosages, in general, there's no attraction. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in a month, things like that. Because things change over time. Life ebbs and flows within reason. I did a video about this as well, within reason. So we just got to go with these things. So, and then you could say, well, lead with statement and guess. That's nice. Guessing are nice, and even assumptions are nice. It's more engaging than where are you from. But okay. But then we can also say, with women, we want to keep things superficial, just shallow almost. Nothing too deep or complicated or technical or specific, philosophical, scientific, things like that. It's too much. It's that song, like, is it girls just want to have fun? Basically that. Because you can go deeper to say, well, whatever a woman says, we want to discount it by 30 to 70% because it's being emotional, not being serious, it's being silly, nonsensical, and things like that. They'll say one thing just to appease you emotionally, but not really follow through. So things like that. And then you could say, we'll offer A/B choices, making it easy for her. Because you could say, yes or no answer, see how she responds, and or an open-ended question, see how she responds as well. I imagine yes or no, so closed-ended questions to lead into things, to see how the reaction is, because it's contextual then, and then leading into more open-ended stuff. And then you want to say maybe tie it back to the context, something contextual. So it's not a bridge too far. There's plausible deniability, meaning what you're asking makes sense with regards to the scenario. And interest shows attraction. Interests shows interests shows in action. The more engaged she is fundamentally to the minimal dosage, if she's leading it or if she's taking it and gobbling up the bait, so to speak, perfect. As a sign to escalate. And then you can say, well, clean exit, no interest, or low investment, low potential. That's it, goodbye. No drama, very important. Your exit is drama free, no problems, no worries. What a way to get out. No issues. No issues, no drama. Maybe in 6 months, maybe at the next event. Because over time, things could change, you never know. Just in general. Because there's always that possibility, again, within reason, oh, maybe she's shy. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe whatever. But maybe next time. But even then, at a meta level, there's always more. Always more. Not a problem. That's interesting. There's always another one around the corner. Always another one. Yes. But then we want to avoid multiple generic questions. Where are you from? How long? This and that. Do you like? Too boring. Too cliche. Treating one-word replies as challenges to unlock, as opposed to accepting it as just a signal and just, okay, move on. Over-personalizing cultural guesses, essentially guessing too intently, too much, assuming too much. It's too much. It borders on the realms of rude with regards to, how do you know this? What do you know about that? Okay, how do you know this? That kind of stuff. And then even the worst of all we could say is hovering. You sent 2 minimal dosages to gauge her interest. Okay, it's 3, 4, whatever. And then you fail to recognize the sign. You're hovering, even though she has not reciprocated with the interest, and you're not gathering that. You're not realizing the penny's not dropping to say not interested. Don't bother. You've gotten to the no, the rejection. Okay, go and find the yes. So just move on. That reads neediness, and we don't want to be needy. We could say with women, never bore them and never be needy with them. Very important. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.